Yeah, I get it. My dream job following Andrew Breitbart, man. Now, let me tell you, what a stud. We had him down in Texas back about 6 weeks, 2 months ago, and he tore him up. And Conrad, let me say thanks to you and welcome to the fine and fun world of elected politics. I know as a state senator here from Louisiana, you're going to be having great fun. And it is good to be back in the Big Easy. I tell folks that last time I was here, it's been a little while actually, but there was a certain Republican governor who was being sworn in for the first time in Louisiana. So it was good to be here with Bobby Jindal. He is a guy with a big vision for a remarkable state. We all are celebrating the impact that Bobby has had on Louisiana, but I'm not giving him credit for the Super Bowl victory. I'm sorry, Bobby. I can't just give it all to you. So, but you know, it's really, when you think about it, it's really hard to believe that it's been nearly 5 years since our state's experienced the 1-2 punch of hurricanes Katrina and Rita. And I remember that phone call very vividly when Bobby's predecessor, with a voice that was very heavy with concern and with knowing that the people of Louisiana were being displaced, and she called up and she said, "Listen," she said, "would you agree to take some people from Louisiana?" And she said about 25,000 people from Louisiana that we've got to move out of harm's way. And you know, and the fact of the matter is, we're all human, and the Bible tells us to love our neighbors as ourselves. And I told her, I said, bring them on to the state of Texas. And my goodness, did they come. They evacuated by plane, by car, by bus. I'm sure some of them hitchhiked into the state of Texas. But what they found there was a state with open arms, a state that understood that by the grace of God goes us, and it could have been Texas just as well as it could have been Louisiana, and it could have been the governor of Texas calling the governor of Louisiana saying, "Can you help us?" That's what makes this country great. Having men and women and people like that. And I hope, you know, and all those folks came over, and many of them went back to Louisiana. But I'll tell you, it's amazing how many people who came over and saw how things are in the great state of Texas. And yep, you're fixing to get a Chamber of Commerce speech from me about what a great place Texas is. So those of you from other places, just get ready, because here it comes. You're going to get to hear, and I want to talk about just a little bit why that's important, and from the standpoint of having people like Bobby Jindal in office, an individual who really understands the importance of competition between states. Why it's important that on your eastern border, where you have a great governor like Haley Barbour, who is putting in some powerful changes in that state over there. I mean, that's and we love to compete against each other. And Bobby, I want to get back to him just a second, because I truly admire him, and he is one of these leaders who proves that great things can happen when you cut problems down to size, and then you address them with common sense. You devise solutions that are based on essential conservative concepts, and you refuse to compromise on them. And that's the type of leadership that we look for across this country in the Republican Party. And this state is showing that type of principled conservative leadership. And I think one of the roles of a governor, and I certainly hope one of the roles of people who are engaged in this business of governing, we remind folks on a regular basis that the role of government, what government's role is, it's as servant, not as master. It's as protector, not as provider. And as the citizens of our country work to feed their families and pay their mortgages and set aside something for the future. They're being told today that Big Daddy government has all the answers. That's what we're hearing from a Washington, D.C. that is absolutely out of control. They're saying, now y'all don't worry your pretty little heads. We're going to take care of all your needs. We'll handle it. Y'all just sit back and let us take care of it. Washington is telling us, we'll let you know what medical procedure you can have, how much of your earnings we're going to take to pay for it, and we're going to tell you how to educate your children. That is what we are hearing out of Washington, D.C. today. And there is this endless struggle going on. Andrew gave you a great example of it, between the left and the right, the conservatives and the liberals, between socialism and democracy. That's what's going on in this country today. And I will tell you, this country is definitely tilted in the wrong direction, and we need to be stayed focused on what really matters.